spritzer.
Sensation.
All right.
Cheers.
Oh, you won't. Bad luck. All right. Cheers. Clink.
Are you recording already?
Yeah.
Shady!
Hello, everyone. My name is Tehnsion, and thank you for tuning into Tehnsion Talks, where we talk about the tension of season 17 of Rupaul's Drag Race. Copyright. We are reviewing episode 2, the second half of the premiere, with my fabulous co-host, our guest today, Miss Jasmine Price-Lord.
Hello. I'm the bearded beauty, the plus-size Barbie, representing all the way from sunny South Florida. My name is Jasmine Price-Lord. What's up? What it do? How you doing?
And this time, she has her voice.
I know. This is what I normally sound like, I think.
For the most part.
Mostly. What's up?
Since last week was premiere part 1, I only thought it fitting to have our same guest for part 2 of the same premiere, where we will be talking about new runways, and then we'll be talking about some more talent, and then talking about the tension of season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race! Woo! Today's episode is sponsored by Kush in Brickell. They are a chain restaurant and bar that is all over South Florida, where you could catch them in Fort Lauderdale, Hialeah, and Miami. So they do have events such as drag trivia on Saturdays, and then they also have other drag events at their Hialeah location. So please go ahead and check them out, show them some love, and give a huge thank you, because they will show you the utmost amount of love. Thank you so much. We'll see you later. Now, to start off, the girls are starting to come back from the main stage. Acacia is bitter. She is vengeful. She's immediately thinking, who am I gonna put in the bottom next week? And Alexi's looking around like, I can't trust any of these girls to vote properly. I mean, have any of them voted before? And I literally gasped when I said they probably haven't.
The children of it all.
So, as for votes go, we start the episode when they come back in the workroom the next day. Corey King immediately starts begging people for votes. She's buttering the girls up, being fake as and just being super, super, super nice. Now, would you do this if you were in Corey's position?
I mean, I think this is the talent show. If you got the talent, you ain't gotta beg. I mean, at the end of the day, you know what episode 1, at this point, we know what's gonna happen on every season. Episode 1 is a talent show. And if you got it, you got it. And if you ain't got it, you shouldn't audition. That is just how I feel. So no, I would not be begging anybody for votes. I wouldn't be begging for your crumbs, if you will. I know I'm gonna turn it out, and I would just beg for you to be fair. I hope that we all judge fairly. I mean,
but first episode showed us that the girls are not going to be voting fairly.
Well, I mean, I think they did. I mean, the right top 2 were.
Well, yes.
So,
but someone voted Lucky to be higher.
Lucky arguably could have been in the top 2.
But, absolutely.
But also the top 2 wasn't problematic. So no. I think the voting was mostly fair.
Yeah. Some people kept their friends out of the bottom, which, I mean, work. But I wouldn't do that. If I was your friend and you did bad, I'm sorry, sis. I might not put you last, but I wouldn't put you first like the other girls did.
Right.
Now, immediately after Corey starts walking around asking for votes and buttering the girls up, we notice a little bit of a Corey King and Lydia B. Collins love story.
A little bit?
It's continuing to blossom. We saw a glimpse of it in the first episode, and now I feel like they're starting to lean into it. Do you think this is genuine?
They've been together for 2 days. I don't know. I mean, 2 weeks. Maybe how filming works. It's been 2 days. I mean, how much infatuation can you really have for another person? But, I guess.
I mean, if you've been to a bathhouse, you know it can happen pretty quickly.
What is that?
It is a sauna where men go to relax.
To get clean?
And, well, they show up clean, hopefully.
Amen.
And then after that, the girls start talking about what they're gonna do for talent, and Hormona Lisa releases the fact that she's going to be doing stand-up comedy. I don't foresee this going very well. It never has gone well. unless you're, I don't know, Bianca Del Rio, I don't foresee it ever going well. After the girls start talking about all of their talents, then Lawrence Chaney comes in with the longest explanation ever for what the runway theme is gonna be, which is cake. Is it cake? I would be very excited for this. I love a very campy look. I'd have a nice plush butt, sorry. My cake would be caking, and it wouldn't need any icing. How about you?
I'm not a body girl, so obviously that would not be my first comfort that I'd be looking into. However, I do think that I'm smart, and I think I'd play into how can I make it intelligent and funny and gather the girls' edges in that mindset. I think if you can't literally show your cakes, and you can't sell that, then you need to give me it in a different capacity. And I think a lot of girls got stuck there.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that in a minute.
So after this, we are also noticing another love story once again with Lucky and Ariete. And they make it quite clear this one is reciprocated, very vocally. Lydia and Corey, it's been very much Corey's talking about Lydia a lot, and Lydia's kind of winking, but Ariete's leaning fully into it. This one, do you think, is this one genuine?
I think lust is real. I think they're in an environment where they're closed off from the world, and this is it for the next whoever knows how long, and you find the closest person that you think you can have the most fun with, and I think that's what that is, because again, it's been 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been 2 days. But, you know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Sam starts going in about how much she didn't like Acacia's country number. But then reveals that she also is going to be doing country, which made me go, all right, so how much more country can country get? As a girl with a background in country, with a bachelor's degree in country, Kapler in the unt.
Nebraska,
Nebraska, I love you. And then this is the moment that my skin started crawling. I felt a pierce through my heart. They started calling Lexi grandma. A moment of silence for every queen over 30. All right, we're back. Who the do you think you are?
Bruh.
Like, have you never worked... Okay. I feel like a lot of these younger queens have never worked a show with a queen who's been over 30. I mean...
That's not pop.
Sorry, y'all.
That's Cheeto.
If you hear the bell in the background, my cat's going crazy playing with a toy. But as I was saying, I don't think most of these queens have done shows with queens over 30. And if they have... Like, it's few and far in between, which is crazy to me. But
also, they're about to get schooled by a grandma, so...
That part.
Spoiler alert, but yeah.
But I do think a lot of these queens have gone straight from their bedrooms, basically, and jumped on TV.
I think it's telling very much about the fandom and how it is, where a lot of them represent a certain demographic and age range, which is completely fine. But... they're losing the fact how many people have come before them who have paved the way and opened doors. So for you to call somebody who's 33 grandma in the room, where I was raised around girls who were performing and doing drag still successfully in their 50s and 60s.
Yep.
You know, it's just telling about where this show is and a lot of the people on this cast, where they're coming from and what their experience is. And when we look at their runways and how they interpret drag, I think it's very telling, because they're coming from a mindset of not exposed to a lot of the wise information that our former older community has taught us.
And I think also this Drag Race has always been looking for the next new thing. And I think that what they've misinterpreted as new is young. So I think it's important to realize that there's so much more to drag than being a 12-pound chihuahua without any hair.
Cancel.
Sorry, with a human hair unit.
With no pants. Anyway, next.
So at this point, Acacia starts looking around, trying to weed out who she wants to lip sync against. Who does she think she's going to win a lip sync against? Which, I'm sorry, you're going to Drag Race. You know lip syncing is going to be part of it, unless you just anticipate being in the top every week or safe. If you can't lip sync and you are not confident in your skills as a lip syncer, you shouldn't be there.
Right.
But I do think it's smart of her because she knows she's not good at it.
Well, I mean, I don't know if she knows she's not good at it. However, I will say, I think it is wise to be like, okay, cool, let me start sizing up the competition because nobody wants to be the first girl out, right? Yeah. I think everybody auditions with the mindset that they're the best girl in their hometown. Mm-hmm. I'm the biggest fish in my pond. But then when you get into this room and you're surrounded by all the big fish from their small pond, you're no longer the only big fish. So now you got to figure out where you fall in. So I think it's reasonable that she's trying to see, hey, what kind of performer are you? How do I? But like also, it's telling that she's not going to vote fairly.
Yes.
She's not going to judge them the way that they should be. Mm-hmm. She's going to be judging with an ulterior motive. And that's where I have a bigger problem. I get wanting to size up your competition because it's a show. It's a game. We got to play the game. But if you're not going to be judging and voting fairly, that's more of where I'm like, I can't stand behind that.
Yeah, and I did kind of cackle at the fact that once she found out Mona Lisa was going to be doing stand-up, she goes, that's who I'm going to be lip sync against. I want to go against her. Even if she's doing good, I want to go against her.
Yeah.
I would too.
You're not even confident in lip syncing that you're going to do as a talent. You're going to do something else.
Yeah.
So, but also surprised she can, in theory, turn it out and you have no idea because you didn't see it already. It
Plot twist, she's dropping, do the splits, doing back flips and cartwheels.
Surprise.
In a gown. So now we are going to be talking about the runways. So first of all, we have Miss Rupaul, who looks stunning. She looks so good in blue all the time to me. Do you have any thoughts on it?
She's phenomenal. Yeah, I love this. She looks great.
For the runway, as you know, we do have the yes, which is our thumbs up, or what we like to call a toot, and then our boot is the absolutely not. We do have the option of giving a soft yes and a soft no, and you don't want to get a meh. But that is our scale for our runways. So here we go. So we first have Sam Star, who comes out with a white wedding cake in the front that's stiff. And then in the back you have booty.
Yes.
It was cute. I feel like I'm going to be doing this a lot today. Just like we said last time, this is what we're going to be seeing this season. I was a little disappointed. I felt like there was so much more you could do it. Like, you're wearing a wedding veil that covers half your butt. And the look, it was just an absolutely not for me. It just wasn't working. It had a great concept. I like how literal she went with it in the front. But, like, if you're going to lean into one, lean into it. And if you're going to lean into both, lean into both. And make it just, like, really sickening from front to back without there being a disconnect. And I felt like there was a disconnect.
I thought it was super safe. I thought, like, so what we're seeing so far from her drag and what she's done, she's going to give you the clean, the Chad Michaels, the, like, polish, but, like, you don't really feel anything about it. Mm-mm. So she gave you the category. She gave you cakes. The gown in the front was pretty. You saw a cake. You saw a wedding cake. Turned around. She showed cakes. But I felt nothing about it. It wasn't, like, she could have had, like, turned around and then, like, the cut open part of the cake was a whole different color, would have been a gag. A confetti cake or red velvet, like that would have changed it. But like we just saw
cake,
literally what you expected, and it's hard to champion or stand behind somebody when you're getting the lowest hanging fruit.
Yes,
but it was clean.
Yeah,
right. It wasn't.
It was the prompt.
An awful representation of what was being asked, but how do you want that to be the winner of the season when they're giving you the basic answer? She looked great.
Yeah,
undeniable.
She looked great. It's just,
but it's just like, okay, cake, like literally what I expect.
Yeah, I personally, for me, it was just an absolutely not. I could have given it a soft yes if there was a clean transition from the front to the back.
Yeah, I have to give it a soft yes. It wasn't awful. It wasn't terrible. It didn't miss the mark. It didn't. I felt nothing about it. Like, oh yeah, it's a cake. I see it. Like, so I can't. Like, if again, as a pageant judge, did it hit the category? Did it fit well? Did it look good? But did I feel anything? No.
Yeah.
So she hit the mark. So I'm thinking of her soft. You got through.
Okay, you made it.
You got through.
After that, we did have Anya Nerve, and she came out as a peach, which I love the idea of the concept. The colors were really cute. It was pretty. She waited a little long for that reveal, because I did catch myself wondering, is this it? Like, where's the cake? And then so she revealed her butt, and I didn't go, wow! But I was like, oh, okay. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. A cobbler isn't a cake, right? And immediately when she came out, she had the fascinator with the peach on it. I'm like, is she peach cobbler? So I got what she was going for.
Yeah.
But then turned around and the cake wasn't right. Like, we all know when you're wearing pads and pantyhose, your shape moves. It's a certain thing. Like, you need to corset up and wear a G-string and divide the like.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work when we work in this industry. You know, if you're trying to sell body,
you need to give body.
There's a certain thing that you need to do to make it look right, and nothing that she did gave that. It was. I mean, for me, the could have been hilarious, like peach pit. It could have been brown, and it could have been like if you're going like peach cobbler. If you're really gonna push it there, could have been, but it was just like flat.
Yeah, and like I think what she was trying to go for was like the peach emoji that gays use when they're talking about butts, but that was missed because it didn't even match the shape of the emoji.
That's a nah for me, bro.
Yeah, it's an absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's our first. That's our first. Both saying absolutely not. All right.
Sorry, bro.
So next up we have Crystal Envy, who showed up in a tan moms. I've been out tanning for too long with a dog attached to the butt. And nothing about this read as peach other than a dog sniffing your butt. There was no cake. It was just an innuendo that a dog was sniffing your butt and you tan a lot.
I will give credit that no one else went in this way.
Yes.
I think it is referential, but not a duplicate, which I think is always hard to do. A lot of girls want to reference things, and it's hard to do it in a way that isn't an exact copy. And I think she did do that successfully.
Yes.
Now, did I like it? I think that's the hard part. Did not. It didn't, to me, like, I get what you were going for. I didn't appreciate, like, I don't know. Like, I don't mind a masculine-looking woman. Hello. I don't mind a strong-looking woman. I don't think that's the issue. But, like, I don't think it was flattering. I don't think it, like, I was more excited about the dog than anything she was wearing. And that, to me, is a problem. Yeah. So,
for me, it's an absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, respectfully.
No.
Absolutely not. But, like, hey.
No.
Yeah.
No. Put it back. Next up, we have Corey King, who showed up in Monet Exchange's Work the World tour outfit that she, I'm assuming, bought from her. I expected so much from Corey because she is the padded goddess of the cast. And I think she just relied on the fact that it was Monet's costume a little too much. The back cut of the panty covered half of her cake. It was a cute look.
Feelings are had. I think Monet is definitely undeniably one of the body girls that we all think of as having cake, right?
Yep.
So smart to go there.
Yes.
That outfit didn't give, it wasn't, I don't know, maybe the wrong outfit choice. I think it's smart to pay reference or homage to another person who's on the season or in the show. I just think that outfit choice did not deliver the way she wanted it to. Especially, once again, Monet's known for her backside. Like that's it's not a secret.
Nope.
So it's smart, but I don't think it was executed the way she wanted it to be, because those are not cakes I would want to eat.
That's like those gluten-free cakes that you get at the bakery.
Not
where you're like, it looked good. It was still disappointing.
You were trying to get chocolate cake, but you were given...
I was getting gingerbread.
Sugar-free.
So for me, once again, this is another absolute not.
I'm falling in love with Corey, but I will say this is not. No, absolutely not.
It's crazy because I expected so much, but here we are.
No.
Next up, we did have Lexi Love, who showed up as what I would like to call the smart TV, where she had, all the lines going through. She had a TV headpiece. I thought the look was sickening, but it didn't emphasize cake either. However, she did use her natural butt. I liked that, and it wasn't wrong. I just didn't see a connection. So it was a good look. It was a clean look. So far, it was the best. But
absolutely not. I disagree. I loved the fact that she had the bamboo earrings on the side of the TV. Lived.
Yeah.
I was a huge fan. I love some of the references. I don't think it was the right look for the prompt.
This one, yeah.
I don't think nothing about it served cake. I would never look at this and be like, oh, this is a look that is talking about your butt. Like it didn't give none of that. Did she look great? Was that a sickening look? 100%. Was it right for this? No. Like I was living the bamboo earrings on the side of a TV. Like that's the idea to even have that much attention to detail. Sickening.
Yeah.
I credit where credit's due. But this is a cake challenge, and as a person
I'm
who
so
likes
glad
cake,
they wanted to give her the yes.
as someone who likes cake, there was nothing cakey about it. I don't see it. I don't get it. I don't. Yeah, no, it was not a cake look.
So for me, Lexi Love was a soft no.
Absolutely not. No, thank you.
I wanted to give you the yes because you technically showed your butt, showed the cake, and the look was cute as hell. No.
She's fierce. Love her.
Yes.
Absolutely. The look, no. No. Sorry, bro.
Next up, we do have Hormona Lisa, and right off the bat, we saw Marie Antoinette. Let them eat cake. Let them put that concept in a box, ship it to the middle of the ocean, and burn it.
We've never seen that before on Drag Race.
I'm so tired of Marie Antoinette. We are on season 17. But she really got ready for this season and thought, no one's going to do Marie Antoinette. This is it. And I'm going to do it so good. It's going to be undeniable. And it was none of those things. I don't want to be harsh on the girls because I love them. But this was absolutely not.
Listen, there's only so much that we can recreate and do over. But if you're going to do something new and fresh and reinvent it. And nothing that they presented was
new, different,
or new or exciting. It's the same basic Marie Antoinette concept we've seen with the cake. It just, yeah. So okay.
So after that, we do have Lana Jarre, who showed up in this really cute little tight green dress that was laced up in the back. And I wish she would have held off on turning around right away. Use your runway, get to the end of the runway, look at those judges and say, oh, you want some cake? And turn around and let us see the cake. You revealed it a little too early, but other than that, I loved it. It was really cute.
Yes. I think this also proves how a lot of the girls are not as experienced, where they get to the front, they have to
you have to do it right away.
It takes a level of comfort and confidence to make you wait for it and make you want it and give you nothing and then deliver at the last minute.
Yeah.
So you can tell the girls who are comfortable in that and then boom, deliver. But once you just turn on immediately, I know okay, you're not as comfortable in sitting in that awkward moment and making them want it.
Yep.
Also, respectfully, that is very Detox did a very iconic similar look previously, and I'm sure somebody did it before Detox.
And I'm not
saying she invented the concept.
Yeah.
Right? But it's a very certain way that's to be delivered, and we've seen it done and done extremely well.
Yep.
So if you're gonna do something similar, different color, different fabric, she did.
Yeah.
And then just didn't deliver it as strongly.
Yeah.
Now I do think compared to what we've seen on this episode, it's one of the stronger representations of what we're looking for.
Yes.
And for that, give her flowers. It's no one else did this look. No one else brought it this way. And I think she did a phenomenal job. I'm just saying, as a fan of the show, we've seen other queens do it phenomenally as well. And had you been inspired by them, you should have taken a few notes.
Yeah.
Maybe take some notes and deliver it.
Yeah.
The way like a detox, like.
Yeah. And on top of that, like, of the girls who I've seen do it, the two most notable are, of course, Detox. Mm-hmm. And then you have April Rishin from Dallas, Texas, who did it at EOY and broke the internet doing it in all latex. So...
Because where do you put it?
Yeah, where do you tuck? Where does it go?
It has to be taped to your thigh, right? That's the only option?
For me, the overall look was a soft yes.
I'll give it a soft yes.
Speaking of soft, we did have our next entertainer, and that was Acacia Forgot. And Acacia Forgot, they showed their real hairy cakes.
I'm here for it. So where I was hosting a viewing party, all the boys there, we all lived. I mean, obviously as a hairy man, myself and a hairy queen, we lived. However, the outfit.
Did you just me?
Sir. Yeah, no, lived. Like, I think that was great. I mean, a lot of queens, we come in different shapes, sizes, and representations, and some of us are hairy, some of us are smooth, or whatever. That's not the point. I think that the hairy butt, I just live because we don't usually see the hairy man in drag. That's usually not the edit people get. So
especially
I live for that.
Drag Race.
However, the outfit was garbage, boo-boo trash. It was like a printout of something you would see on like a Barbie doll house that you would build for your niece and nephew.
What in the knockoff Renaissance fair were we looking at? I'm sorry, but once again, you are on season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race, and you are showing up in, like, you don't have to be rich, you don't have to be the best, but you need to know how to accessorize and wear it well. And if you cannot do those two things, don't wear it.
Like, and also you were the bottom two for your episode, and now like this is your chance to prove on why you should slay, and you don't.
Yeah.
It makes it like I want you to be like, okay, but she came out and she did that.
Yeah.
And we didn't get that. We just got cute butt. Love that.
Yeah.
But then the look was no.
She had a nice butt. Yeah, I will agree. She had a nice butt. For me, it was an absolutely not.
Yeah, I want to champion for you, but absolutely not. I'm sorry, baby.
So next up after that, we did have Jewel Sparkles, who came out in like an assless chat Puerto Rican flag moment, which I thought was really cute. I wanted more cake.
That's not how cakes look.
Nope.
That's
how foam looks.
And also, as a Puerto Rican, I love the reference, and I'm like, I love to see when we get people who want to represent and show out, because we have a lot to be proud of. However, Puerto Rican cakes, that's not what we, mamas. And the empanadas were not hitting, mom. Like, it was not, like, it just was that Puerto Rican.
Yeah. She technically met the prompt. She looked pretty. I'm giving her a very soft yes.
No.
Listen, I had to give more than one yes this
no
episode.
Puedo, I'm sorry.
After that, we have Joella, who was, once again, Marie Antoinette. And not only was she the second Marie Antoinette, she was the worst Marie Antoinette. So it's like, we were disappointed the first time, and then we were just like mad the second time.
I would say her makeup and her hair were phenomenal.
No, they were.
But I didn't mind the makeup and the hair. I just think the overall look was not what we would have wanted. It would be a no for me. But like, it wasn't like
the hair was bad.
You're the hair.
The back, as a wig stylist, the back of the hair was a travesty. The front of the hair was at least sculpted and nice. It was okay. The makeup, I'm sorry, like, did not look good.
Okay.
It it looked chalky.
Hello, sadness, my old friend.
Yeah, like they're twinning.
I already said it's a no for me.
Yeah, it's just a no for me. Next up to the runway, we had one of our Miami girls, Lucky Star.
Hated it.
Oh my gosh! Can you grab me a dish sponge? I'm not kidding. Grab me a dish sponge. I told her I would do this on this episode. This is for you, sister. Oh my gosh! We have Lucky Stars with us here today.
I'm not playing this game.
No, she told me to do this. We're featuring her on our page. Did not like it.
I don't understand it.
I got it. She was a sponge cake. Yeah, that's. Yummy.
So with her style of drag,
Yeah.
she has the most freedom to do anything,
Whatever,
right?
yeah.
But it didn't give cake.
Nope.
It didn't give ass. It didn't give I just was not, and it's a nah for me, bro.
Yeah, it's a no for me.
Nah, bro.
Absolutely not. Next up to the runway, we do have Lydia B. Collins, who showed up as the red devil cake and had, her cakes out for the back. I liked the look until she had spikes on her butt. I don't know why there were spikes on her butt because they looked like pimples. But everything else I liked.
I was reading acupuncture. Also, why? Don't
Why?
know.
Yeah.
But it was given she had. But I think from the first episode till now, though, we see a different look.
Yeah.
I think she looks absolutely stunning. I didn't expect her to be this gorgeous.
I did.
But
I liked it.
Yeah, the butt thing, I wasn't a fan. I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah. I
guess maybe I'm looking for desserts when we're talking about cake because
Yeah.
it seems to be the prompt was an innuendo about dessert meeting cake.
Yeah.
So when it's just here's cake with acupuncture, why do you have needles? I
don't get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I don't like it. It's gonna be a soft no for me. I am not saying absolutely not, just because the front of the look was very, very well done. It's just the back made no sense.
Yeah, nothing absolutely not for me. I just you look great, you were beautiful, you were stunning, but the prompt was one thing and you didn't deliver that. I didn't see it, and respectfully, I don't understand why that was the choice you went with. So for that, I have to pass. I'm sorry.
Speaking of passing, we're passing on to the next girl, and her name is Susie Toot, who came out as a matron milk lady and then drank a potion and pulled donkey ears out and revealed donkey butt and legs. What? Susie?
So did you like it?
No. No. I like Susie. I do not like this runway.
Every so often we have a girl in a season here I can't judge you like everyone. Something different about the way I'm have to approach the way you approach drag. And this is an example. I can't look at her approach to drag like everyone else because that's not how they come at it. Now, did I like the concept? Yes. If she couldn't explain everything that she was doing, if I didn't get to hear that she took a potion that expired and went bad and she accidentally turned into... If I didn't hear that, I wouldn't have got any of it.
Yeah.
I would have not understood. I would have not been able to be there with you.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's a problem. If you have to do all that, the category is cake, I would have been like, which the fuck we got to a half a donkey? Right? And...
I felt like it was a runway that needed too much explanation.
But
she talked through the entirety of her runway explaining and saying, well, I have this look and it works. And it had innuendos, it had references, it was cute. It was not executed very well.
Luckily, she wasn't being judged tonight.
Yeah.
She was not one of the people that we were looking at because she was last week's performers.
Yeah.
I think if she was on the judging, she would not be as safe as she was.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Love you, Susie. Did not love this, Susie. Moving on, we are now into the talent portion of the evening, and our first talent was Sam Starr, who did Country. It was a cute number. It wasn't bad.
Yes.
I think she was very harsh on Acacia, saying that Acacia wasn't real country when she was classic country. Sam Starr did country rock. The thing that has, electric guitars in it and has a little more grit to it and is a little bit more high beat. I'm glad she has charisma, because if she didn't, that I would have fallen asleep during the number. But
tell me how you really feel.
I didn't like it.
I think Sam Starr is comparing herself to Acacia because obviously they're presenting a similar style. So you're gonna now compare yourself to the person who you see yourself most like. Mm-hmm. I don't think they brought the same thing. You're right. As far as country, they brought different country vibes. But I thought Sam Starr brought that, again, my fear for Sam Starr, that boring, clean, consistent, not emotional drag where, like, you've been doing drag for so long and you're so clean at it, you don't connect to it. Yep. So it's hard to judge because, she had the right outfit, the look was good, but, like, you don't feel anything. Yeah. And Sam Starr is going to get her far, but will that get her the win?
No. So far, no.
Yeah, and I think that's my issue.
Yeah, you're right. I think she's trying too hard to be perfect, pretty, glamour, pageanty. And, I mean, she obviously has the charisma for this. She obviously has the energy. Her death drop was not clean enough for her to be doing that, but it still was a nice little wow factor, so it wasn't all flatline. Or all at the same level, but it was still really, it was an okay number. I just feel like you could see this on a Friday, Saturday night at any bar in the Midwest or in the South.
Yeah, I think she did okay.
Yeah.
But
moving on, we also have Anya Nerve, who had a really cute look. Mm-hmm. I loved the look. I also think she was another charismatic lip syncer. And the track did all the work for her. Like, the track was funny. The track was catchy. I was unsure of it at first, and then when it really started going, I was like, okay, I really get behind this. And she referenced a lot of, like, the former girls, like Tina Burner and Plain Jane, and then also, like, did a few Monet nods. But the performance itself needed more. This was just another Friday, Saturday night number, and this is a talent show. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
I know that it's common to reference, and like when the drag world is expanded by a new queen, in the next few years, we see that type of drag and performance more and more and more because they've inspired the next generation.
Yeah.
You did not see Cornbread all over that performance?
Oh, I fully did.
But like, also, it's not like it's a bad thing, but then it takes away, like, you're not your own. Like, you were so heavily inspired, it felt more like like the way her eye, like, everything that she did felt like she was embodying Cornbread, not that I was seeing Anya.
Yeah.
So while she didn't do a bad job, I just kept feeling like you're reproducing something that we've seen.
Yeah. When she said she's been doing theater and all this stuff, I expected more. And she didn't deliver that. This is one of those moments where you tell production you can do something, you have to be able to deliver that something, no matter what it is. You have to be able to do it and, back up your chops and stuff like that. But
I'm sorry.
Just disappointed again.
Yeah.
So we are the third number in, and we have Crystal Envy, who did a cute little "you're envious of me" kind of number. I hated her first look, but when she got into the fringy bodysuit, I was like, work. It just felt like another pageant queen. Her high kicks were kind of high kicking, but the toe wasn't pointed. Like, she was doing barrel rolls, very India Farah. It was good, clean. Of the ones we saw so far, it was better, which immediately made me go, ugh, refreshing, it's a talent show again. Mm-hmm. But I felt like this was a local pageant talent.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to, like, judge it, like, pageanty, like, Her strap in the beginning was showing.
Yeah, her fringe was showing.
If you have a reveal, it should be completely covered into the reveal. But like, also remembering that these are local girls who are coming from working at local bars and they get an opportunity TV show. So like, you prepare differently. And like 100%, they're a much younger cast. And like, I get it. I see it. Cameron Michaels was literally a workout muscle bodybuilding queen and still looked feminine and beautiful.
Yes.
And why do when I look at Crystal Envy, I do not get that same feeling. I think her makeup skills are phenomenal.
They just don't carve out correctly.
I still read masculine shape, masculine, and which, if that's what you're going for, different. But it seems like you're trying to be woman, feminine, soft, but you're not padding to accentuate feminine.
And
I don't know what it is. But like I said, but Cameron Michaels, I'm using her as a reference because Cameron was somebody who, in all essence, should have been one of the most masculine people ever.
Yes.
And we can still look at their drag and see how feminine they were.
Yeah.
And so to look at you, I'm like, to me, it always takes me away. Tell me you're a hairy body man shape, like that's your intention, then I can accept that. But you're giving me small hair, which makes you look bigger. Mm-hmm. You're giving me all these things that are showing you want to be small, feminine, and supple, but I'm not seeing that. It takes me out of the fantasy. Yeah. And then when I can reference a person who, on the contrary, should have been the complete opposite, and that big masculine man body could manipulate their craft in a way, I can't.
And I think with Crystal's makeup, like, it's the type of makeup that translates well in person. But because she's under all these lights and she's on a high definition camera, it's just not reading the way you would see it in person. So, I mean, her talent as a whole was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
Her look was okay.
Okay.
And her track was okay. So she was okay.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and continue with Hormona Lisa.
Hello, sadness, my old friend.
I think she really thought this was going to go somewhere. Some of her looks, I chuckled at one or two. But for stand-up comedy, if you're going to be up there for 2 to 5 minutes, I don't know what time frame they have.
A minute and a half.
A minute and a half. Every joke just had an absurdly long build-up. It had all the background information. Like, you gave RuPaul's full autobiography before giving the punchline. That's just what it felt like. And it was disappointing. It flopped like everyone anticipated. And so far, it's the worst talent.
Yeah.
Of this episode.
So I think we all have seen the trendy K Bonet who tried to do stand-up comedy. We've seen like it's not a good choice.
No.
It's not an easy choice.
No.
Unless everyone's doing a comedy challenge, for you to be the one-off, not a great choice to start off with. Now, on top of that, like, why did she paint to look 876 years old? Like, everything she did, like, she brought all of the old school drag that we were raised around, and like, it did not read well. It didn't look good. Like, I'm like, I know what that garment probably cost. I can reference the bars in the Midwest where I would work and the queens would work. Like, it was very that, but you didn't think to elevate this for TV? How do I make this work in a new environment? You're leaving your small town or wherever you come from to compete on the biggest stage in the world. Yeah. And it felt like she just left that last part out. Yeah. If you were at your home bar in the middle of the Midwest, maybe it would have read. It would have worked.
I agree.
Sorry, bro. Like, you seem
it
to
was boring. It was disappointing.
Also, but like, something to be said that you had the thought that would be your best chance to talk, to be an MC, to be a comedian. Like,
it's not easy.
It's not easy. And the fact that you thought that would be your selling point, it might have been.
I'd like to see a full set.
Or a show where where everybody's under that, ready for the jokes, where we're mentally prepared for that. So it's great that she had the cojones to do that, right? So that's telling me a lot about who she is. Yes. What kind of she's comfortable talking. She's probably that girl at her home bars who runs all the shows. Mm-hmm. But it just doesn't hit the same.
No.
And I don't think she accounted for that.
No. Moving on, we do have Corey King, who had the Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee number. It was cute. To me, it was just burger finger without the burger and with the ice. And the ice cubes were still falling off. This to me shows another example of Drag Race going into, we want this very stupid humor kind of mentality. We don't want you to take life too seriously. But then the girls are taking that so literal that it has no meaning. And it has no message. And it's now no longer entertaining. It was a cute number. I could see this at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
She knows how to perform. You can say that. She knows how to perform, and she's not a bad performer at all. I don't think any of these girls are bad performers. But this is a talent show, and you need to... This is your minute and a half to show RuPaul why you are America's Next Drag Superstar, and you chose ice cubes.
I do sometimes get afraid of the girls who are too conscious of the messaging, and they try to like drag it across your face. Episode 1 to now, she's sending a clear message. She's doing it, but like I don't feel like she's overdoing it yet.
Not yet.
I don't feel that yet. I thought she killed it. She had a great performance. She did a great job. I thought she was probably one of my favorites of the night, especially so far.
Yes.
I think
I agree.
Burger Finger to me didn't make sense.
Yeah.
The song, I knew what was talking about. I knew what was going on. I got it. I liked it. I thought she killed it.
Next up, we have Lana Jarre, who started her talent off with Lux Noir London as a giant cutout. You know, her drag mother. And no stage presence. It was fantastic. This is to me, yet again, I said it the first episode, I feel like Lana is leaning too hard into the fact that her drag mother is Lux Noir London. It's giving coattails. I think she can perform. I think she didn't know how to perform without an audience giving feedback. Because when she started really hyping herself up was when everyone else was cheering when she did tricks. And her tricks are very clean. She's very flexible. But you did good. Could have done a lot better.
My favorite part was Lux Noir London.
Yeah.
It just shows that generationally, we're seeing the girls who are performers versus the look queens, and I think she's absolutely stunning.
Yeah. Boots.
She's shown that already from the very first time we've seen her, how beautiful and amazing she looks, and every time she's walked on the stage, has been.
Yes.
Her performance did not give me showgirl, which, guess what? Not every drag queen is a showgirl, because we've seen many queens who have not been able to lip sync or would not be successful, and that's okay. But yeah, I think if I were on this season, I would be like, I just saw a chink in the armor, and if I had a battle a girl, you'd be the girl I'd go for.
Yep.
Because you just showed me that you cannot compete in the battle arena.
Yeah.
Stunning, beautiful, amazing.
She can do some tricks. The tricks are clean.
But you can tell she's not a lip sync girl. She's not a performer.
There's no performance. There's no stage presence. There's no emotion.
You'd be the girl I'm keeping close in case I have to have a... Who you want to back? You. Yep. She'd be that
You're my lip sync buddy.
Bet. Because you can tell some of the girls are, they're bedroom queens who are great at looks. But they're not performance girls. And she showed her hands. Yeah. She's not a performer.
I don't even think she's a bedroom queen. I think she's just a look queen.
Yes.
And
which is
fine. A look queen who is flexible, that is dangerous, but you need to have the stage presence to back it up.
Yeah, I would not be worried.
Sorry, I can't hold it. I'm going to take this off for a second.
Oh, your show.
Oh, you hear that? Ooh. Aye. They're red, aren't they? This is drag. So last but not least, we did have Lexi Love, who did roller skating for her talent. Lip syncing in a cute neon pink and yellow combination and human hair, and amazing. Grandma let them have it and didn't even try. You could tell she wasn't even trying. And I just have to say, best talent of the night. Within the first 2 seconds.
So I think this is where we talk about experience comes into play.
Yes.
You can tell that she does this 4 nights a week. She walked on stage and gave you the least, but was so clean and prepared and so easy. That's where having the amount of exposure and experience and the years under your belt, you can call her grandma at 33, but she walked on stage in roller skates and outdid some of these girls who were trying to do the most and jump off, and she in skates just came in. And like, when you got it, you got it. You don't gotta over push. You don't gotta oversell. You don't gotta and she just came in and
she let the girls have it. She mopped the floor with the girls. She swept. Then, on top of that, she was in the splits, rolling into the splits. Girl, she cleaned that stage of the dust they left behind. Now, they did the end of this episode a little differently because, they had a top 2 lip sync, the Safe Girls, and then they had the bottom 2 lip sync. So, the top 2 girls ended up being Lexi Love and Crystal Envy. Personally, I think that was correct. Without a doubt.
I probably would have taken Crystal Envy out and put in Corey. But
you wouldn't put Ramona?
I also don't think that Crystal Envy was that far behind that I was upset.
Yeah.
I think it could have been easily, but like Lexi Love was undeniably.
Yeah. Now the instead of announcing who the safe queens are, they immediately go into the top 2 lip sync. They make the other girls stay in the back and wait their fate. And the lip sync song is Alter Ego by Doechii, who is one of our special guest judges. Crystal was too wonder bred for this song. She was too public school. No, sorry, she was too private school for this song. Immediately she starts saying these words, and I don't believe a single one of them. And Lexi Love, every lyric had a freaking punch to it. No, like Lexi, you could tell had the street smarts, has the
a different edge.
She has that edge that Crystal has never experienced.
But also, again, not to beat a dead horse, it comes with the stage presence and the experience.
Yep.
Because I think Crystal Envy did a phenomenal job.
Oh, absolutely.
She gave her a run for her money.
Yeah.
However, it's that jittery, can't stop moving away. And I think I took away where she stood there and just kind of like owned it and delivered and blah blah. And then that gives a different level of the performance when you're just going and going and going. There's no peaks and valleys. No. There's nothing exciting.
She was being too glamorous for a cut it up number.
I do think the correct winner was announced as the winner.
Absolutely. She was the correct and rightful winner. It was very clear. Then they bring up all the girls again, and the safe queens this week are Sam Starr, Anya Nerve, Corey King, and Lana Jure. And I think this is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which means the bottom girl was Hormona Lisa. They have Hormona Lisa lip sync against Acacia Forgot to the song Yes and by Ariana Grande. Okay, so Acacia starts performing and she's looking around and looking down, and I said, oh wow, that's a very new, fresh queen thing to do. Maybe she's just nervous. Then I saw a video of her performing today on Instagram, and I said, nope, that's just how she performs. She's just that green. I would have been very content with a double elimination.
I thought it was going to be a double elimination. I really did. And no tea, no shade.
No pink lemonade.
There's going to be a way to save yourself. RuPaul tells us that there is going to be a badonka dunk challenge. So if you get eliminated, you get to pull a lever, and if you pull the correct lever and dunk Michelle Visage into a dunking pool,
you get to
be saved, which is giving very, it's chocolate, right?
Yeah.
It's very that.
Yeah.
So our first person to be able to pull the lever and do so is Hormona Lisa.
And she pulled the correct lever. Mind you, there's only 2.
Lucky number 7.
Right. Mind you, there's only 2 correct levers. So you had a 2 out of 10 chance to get it right, and she got it right. Overall, what did you think of this episode?
I think episode 1 of this season showed us the real heavy hitters, some of the talent girls, what we need to be watching out for. Mm-hmm. I think this episode showed us not the same level of strength and what we are excited about. I do think that 1 or 2 people shone extremely brightly. But if I had to imagine how this season's gonna go, most of the girls on episode 2 will be eliminated back to back.
Yep.
Until we get to episode 1 girls, because they just delivered so strong.
Yeah.
But who knows how this is gonna go?
Yeah, I agree. I think so far this season, I was excited after episode 1. And then episode 2, I was just left so disappointed. That concludes our second review. This is the episode 2 review of season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Start your engines. Can't say too much because of copyright. So thank you for everyone for tuning into Tehnsion Talks, where we talk about the tensions of season 17. Thank you all for tuning in. If you really liked what we had to say, like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't like what we had to say, comment, like, subscribe, because either way, we're not keep talking. Yeah, we're gonna keep recording. And if you didn't get it before, Jasmine, where could they find you?
So I'm the Bearded Beauty, the plus size Barbie, and my name is Jasmine Price Ford. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok for the next 8 days or so until it closes, and Cash App and Venmo as Jasmine Lords. Find me, hang out, we'll talk some smack together. Love you.
All right. Thank you all so much, and we will see you next week for another review of RuPaul's Drag Race. Thank you, and have a great night.